roast minister, and I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. I do the cha-cha.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Now I understand why some people don't go to the doctor.
Oh boy.
So there's a fear of the doctor, right?
Sure.
You don't want to know what the doctor is going to say. You know that something might be wrong, but you allow the fear of what they might tell you to kind of paralyze you into inaction. Chew, do you like the doctor?
I don't mind it, I guess. There is a use for them, I guess.
It's a ringing endorsement. That's what that was.
How many surgeries have you had in your life, pal?
1, 2, 3.
Seems like 3 times doctors came in handy for you then.
A rare appearance by the Tootsie Pop owl there.
Let me see how many. Hold on. How many could I have done myself?
0.
Not
The answer
that
is 0.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Even though,
I
yes.
could have done
Like,
one. I think.
As someone who believes in you the most as the doctor of this show, the answer is 0.
Yeah, probably 0. But as Gabe knows, I have performed surgery on myself.
Yeah, you've done some minor stuff on yourself.
Okay, playing doctor in the basement with your high school girlfriend does not count as being a doctor, okay? I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. I had to go to the doctor yesterday. I told you guys that I've been a little bit worried. For the last 2 years, I have had a spot on the bridge of my nose. And, of course, when it first showed up, I thought it was a pimple, and it was like, oh, well, it'll run its course and go away. But it didn't go away. And so I became increasingly concerned that maybe we were dealing with some early stage of a skin cancer, right? Just because of where it is on my face. Prime spot for sun, right?
Yes.
Just right there. So I've been trying and trying. A year ago, I reached out to our friend Dr. Dave Margolis and said, hey, I got this spot on my face. I'm kind of concerned about it. It doesn't hurt. It's not doing anything weird. It's not like talking to me in the mirror or anything, but can you recommend some dermatologists? And he was super helpful, threw me some names, and then my dad passed away, and I totally forgot about the spot on my face that I see every day, and I had this list of dermatologists. So the other day, Chew, I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm going, man, that thing is just not going away. It's been there, and I don't want to be one of those people who is really far gone and is like, should have done something when I first noticed it type of thing. So on Monday, I'm going to call these places. I'm going to hook up with my insurance company. I'm going to figure out what in the world this spot is on my face. So yesterday, I got in for an appointment. Someone had canceled because apparently, guys, there's like a long waiting list right now for dermatology, like months. Yeah. I had a girlfriend tell me that she was on an 8-month waiting list to get in to see a derm. Which again, it seems like with like
now you've seen one, now you feel cool and just to
see a derm.
Go see the derm. Yeah. Gotta go. Now that you've gotten your appointment, you can be all cool.
Well, does that make it sound like I like the dermatologist? Because when I continue to tell you this, you'll realize that it was not. It's not like a cute nickname, pet nickname.
Seems like you like the derm. If you're referring to the dermatologist as your derm, seems like you're trying to make this a cool episode.
So, look, I'm sitting in the waiting room, and you got a little bit of nerves because you don't know what they're going to tell you. But again, I kept, solacing that with, but I'm going to get it figured out. Whatever it is, we're going to get it figured out, and we're going to handle it, right? So I get in there, and the lady's very nice, and she takes her, makes me lay down on the table, and got a little sweaty palms going here, and she takes out her magnifying glass. It's this tiny little tool, but it's just making the thing like, giant, enormous, the size of like a supervillain in a Marvel movie type of thing. And she goes, oh, it's just a birthday mark. I go,
a birthmark?
Well, that's what I said. A birthmark? Because it's only been there for 2 years. Hasn't been there since I've been born. She goes, no, a birthday mark.
Uh-oh.
What?
I said,
seems like a fun name for something else.
What the hell is a birthday mark?
Oh. A birthmark? You didn't know what a birthmark is?
No,
I feel like I just figured out where this is going.
She goes,
I got one.
It's an age spot.
That's the funniest thing the doctor could have said in that scenario, actually, if we're being honest. That's hilarious.
A birthday spot
Yeah.
or the age spot?
No, birthday spot.
mark.
Birthday
Birthday
mark.
mark.
Birthday mark. Yeah.
It's a birthday mark.
That's the funniest thing she could have said.
So
We all have one.
Chewy, you're not
all have
listening.
one.
No, you are so lost right now.
A birthmark.
It's
Okay.
not a birthmark. I have a birthmark. It's on my arm back
do
here.
I.
Can you see my birthmark?
Yep,
It's
I
on
see
my-
it. Yeah,
I've got
Like
mine.
a little
Mine's on
spot
my
right
thigh.
here on the back of my arm.
Okay.
That's my birthmark. This was a you've crossed the 40 threshold. Congratulations. Here's a spot on your face. So she took some
Gotcha.
liquid nitrogen and zapped it. Got very cold. You should know.
Well, I mean,
very
liquid
cold.
nitrogen. Yeah, that's
I know. I've seen Terminator 2.
typically going to be a little chilly.
And she said, it'll fall off. She said, we'll zap it with some liquid nitrogen and it will fall off. And while the mark may not be there after tomorrow, because it got darker today, it's supposed to fall off by the end of the week, the emotional and mental scar will remain, Ashton.
Well, wait a second. It's just going to fall off like you're eating a bowl of cereal and it's just going to fall. I don't understand.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Just
gonna,
eating some Cheerios and it falls
gonna
in.
flake off,
See,
right? Chewy?
now, Jen, you can do that yourself. I've done that
Here we go.
myself.
Hold
You
on.
just buy liquid nitrogen at the store.
Which is
for
easily
what? You
accessible,
just-
yeah.
What
Wait,
store?
Wait, what question? I've got a question. What aisle is the liquid nitrogen in?
Hold
The
on.
periodic elements aisle.
I love
yeah.
my Target app and just.
Is it right next to the milk?
Right next to the hydrogen.
Dr. Scholl's. Hold on. How do you spell Scholl's?
S.
Oh, no.
As in Muscle Shoals?
How do you think you spell
Liquid?
Dr. Scholl's?
Well, I spelled it sugar. I forgot the C.
Oh, you knew it
I'll
was
try
there,
without
though.
it. Yeah. Liquid. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I've done it. Like
crap.
for warts,
Play
if
it.
you
God
don't have
No
bless
one can see what he's
America.
looking at,
Yeah,
though.
but I looked it up.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Chewy was right.
So I'm looking at the Target app as we speak. Compound W, maximum strength, fast acting liquid wart remover. Is that what it is? No, this is not liquid
It's
nitrogen.
not liquid nitrogen,
It's
but
a comp.
It's yes, it's what you can because they're not just going to give liquid nitrogen to every
All
Tom,
right,
Dick, and
Jen,
Harry out there
Jen,
that's going to who knows what they're going to use
Jen.
it for.
Good.
Yes.
I bet that trip to the dermatologist probably cost you in the hundreds of dollars.
Well, I have a deductible.
I could have done it.
I have a copay.
I could have done it for $39.99.
Yeah, but
Yes, but the peace of mind would not have been there. Okay, this came with peace of mind.
yeah, I don't know if you'd have been able. You would have been able to remove it, but I don't think you'd have been able to diagnose it properly.
That's
big guy.
true. How would you have known if it was skin cancer versus just a birthday mark? Oh, birthday mark. God bless America.
I would have used it. If I thought it was cancer, I would have used the whole can.
Just freezing my whole face off. Then why aren't you
Jen,
on television anymore?
Well, my nose fell off after Chewy used too much liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, but Gabe, the cancer's gone.
Yes, but now I look like the guy from Tales from the Crypt.
Well, would you rather look like that or?
Now she doesn't look like a fully formed Voldemort.
I'd rather have cancer. I'd rather have skin cancer. Good grief. Let me keep my
You know
nose,
what
please.
my dad used to put on our warts when we were young because we didn't have a lot of money? Milkweed.
I don't know what
ever hear
milkweed
that?
is.
I've heard of milkweed, but I'm
So-
with Jen. I don't actually know what it is.
It's like a plant that grows in the woods. That when you snap it, there's a milky thing, and he'd put that on our warts. I guess it would work, but you'd have to do it like 50 times in order for it to go away, but it worked.
So you could just go to Target now and get the Dr. Scholl's thing that you were mentioning, and it says like freeze treatment or something like that. Freeze treatment, and it's $30. No, my copay rather. Bleh, all of this insurance jargon. My copay is $40, so that's what I paid yesterday to have this lady freeze off my birthday mark and also indelibly scar me. For this is the first time someone has made me feel old, guys. I know how old I am. I don't feel as old as I am.
You now.
Having a kid that's going to be in high school this fall hasn't. I would think that would be more jarring.
Very
than-
good point. Chew, did that happen to you when the
Grace?
kids went to high school? I mean, I know Gianna's going off to college. Like, is that starting to make you guys
yeah.
feel a little something?
You know what? You just let it go. Once you get to that point, you're like, all right, I'm on the clock. Enjoy life. Live every day like it's your last. But I remember Grace.
It's depressing
Grace
and
were
inspiring
horrible.
all at the same
He's
time.
quoting a poster in his living room is what he's doing right now.
Like, do we all have Grace?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me let you know.
You have grays, Ashton?
Oh, yeah, on the side. The sides, yeah, there's some grays in there.
And you haven't even hit 30 yet.
No, 28. Yeah, some great. Look, hey, the hair situation not good, so it's fine. I know what I'm doing. That's
no, you don't know what you're doing, but you know what you're in for sure.
No, I'm getting rid of it. It's fine. Yeah, we're okay.
Like you're getting rid of it all?
Rid of the hair or the grays?
The hair, yeah. No, we're shaving the head. The first good summer day, I'm gonna go to someone's backyard and getting rid of it.
Just gonna shave it all?
Yeah, I'm not paying for that. Come on, no.
Can we do it for the show though?
Yeah. Oh, sure. If you want to do it in here, we can do it in here.
Let's do it for the show for sure.
That's fine. Yeah.
There was an article that came out recently, Chew, that talked about actual age versus perceived age, and it was like how old you actually are versus how old you feel. I think I feel 30. I don't know. Because I don't really remember at each stage how I felt. So it's more of just guessing. But I certainly don't feel 42 until the lady told me I had an age spot on my face. And then she said, and they usually have more. Usually people have more. So she made me show her my back. To see if I had any age spots on my back. I did not. I did not have any age spots on my back.
Anyways, though.
For sure.
You think as T Swift gets older, she'll update the song? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 42.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I can do that. I don't feel 42 though. How old do you feel?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I honestly don't know. I've never actually understood that question. I don't know. How old am I supposed to feel?
But okay, so what it comes down to is your perception of how you would feel at a certain age. So how you feel at, let's just use my age, 42, is based on the perception of how you thought you would feel at 42. And I think there is something out there, guys, that says that the women in Sex and the City, right, Carrie Bradshaw and Samantha Jones and all of those people, are the same age in the franchise as the Golden Girls.
Currently?
No, not currently. As how old the Golden Girls were supposed to be when that show was on. And so it goes back to the way that the perception of age has changed as time has gone on. This idea that when you hit 55, you're Sophia and Blanche and Rose and whatever the other one's name is, I don't remember. Dorothy.
I'm not even sure what we're talking about right now.
The Golden Girls.
I do. Yeah. They seemed old.
Right, but they were only 55.
Sex and the City.
Check and see how old the Golden Girls were supposed to be when the show was going on. How old they were supposed to be, right? What was their age? And the women of Sex and the City were supposed to be the same age. Now.
That's correct.
That's what I'm saying. Because that franchise is somehow still going. But not when it started.
So in the Golden Girls.
Yeah, but hold on, did they have fake boobs back then? I don't think they did.
I'm sure they did. They just
Big
weren't as,
all those injections and so there's got to be a scale.
It's a fantastic question, Chew. I'm glad you asked it. But I would assume that there was some sort of rudimentary fake boobs back
now
then.
Ashton has to go on his work computer and he has to look and see when fake boobs were invented.
Let me just fix the old microphone here so I can start typing. Good God, this show. Real quick, before I search that one up, let me just close out this tab. In the Golden Girls, Rose is 55, Dorothy is 53, Blanche is 57, and Sophia is 79.
Yeah,
79.
See? But she was the older one. And by the way, she was the youngest. Yeah. That actress was the youngest of all of the actresses on the show, and she played the oldest character. But I believe the age of the Sex and the City characters now is the same or comparable to...
Sorry, I'm looking up.
Why you...
Oh, I thought someone was knocking at the door.
I'm laughing at the...
Are there pictures?
Oh, you got the boobs?
I got the boobs.
What year?
You want to finish whatever you were saying?
No, that was pretty much
listening. The first breast implants from SanFranciscoBreast.com, which feels pretty reputable.
Of course it's San Francisco. Had to be San Francisco.
1961, American plastic surgeons Thomas Cronin and Frank Garrow and the Dow Corning Corporation developed the first silicone breast prosthesis filled with silicone gel. In 1962, the first augmentation mammoplasty was performed using breast prosthesis. So 1961.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that they're doing that in the butt now? That's kind of gross.
Poor Jason. He has no idea what he's about to walk into next segment.
No, they are.
Well, yeah, you can get plastic surgery on anything.
Presented without context. You just said.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
You know that they're doing that in the butt now. I mean, it's the name of the
It is San
podcast
Francisco.
today.
Yeah, no, I'm going to name both hours that,
We
I
got
think.
45 minutes left. You already took care of that for
Doing
Ashton.
the butt.
It's so that's
Doing the butt.
very kind of you,
Isn't that a
Chewy.
song?
Contribute. Yep, for sure. I like big butts. That's another one that was on in the
Jason.
car the other day when
Yeah.
my daughter was in the car with me.
What in the butt?
Yes.
That's a song.
No.
What?
No, we can
Really?
We don't have to keep going.
I was just trying to think if there were any more butt songs.
Song.
How come there aren't any boob songs?
I'm sure there are.
Should I ask the audience
enough.
that? I don't.
But are there? Can you think of any off the top?
Well, let me look during the break for Jason. We'll ask him if
When
he
we
knows
were
any.
able to come up with 3 right
Yeah.
off the top of our heads, no research allowed, butt songs. But
Yeah.
I can't think of any boob songs.
Yeah, there are. We'll find out next with Jason Williams.
My milkshakes. Wait a minute. My milkshakes are bigger than yours.
You nailed it.
We just ruined the segment.
Jason Wilde is coming up next, whether he likes it or not, here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got a pretty good ride shaping up across the entire area. No major delays right now. Just a broken down vehicle on the 94 eastbound on-ramp from Moreland Road, but it is out of traffic, not really causing too much of an issue. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your free time at clubatlaclabelle.com and start your journey. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny, chance for showers later on. A high of 60 at the lakefront, 69 inland. Tonight, isolated showers, cloudy with a low 45. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Bring the entire family for affordable fun with on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and younger. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday, May 21st, marks the 3rd annual Goosey's Hunt for the Cure 5K Run Walk for Huntington's disease, honoring Chris Guzikowski after being diagnosed. The foundation was created by his family with the mission of eradicating the HD gene, with proceeds helping families affected by the incurable disease described as a blend of Parkinson's, ALS, and Alzheimer's. Google GUZI Hunt. That's GUZI Hunt to register or make a monetary donation. See you there.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone! There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount liquor.
All Brewers games are on sale now. Next up, the Crew battles the Royals for a weekend duel. Friday, May 12th through Sunday, the 14th. Fulfill your Jedi destiny at Star Wars Night on Saturday, the 13th, and receive a Luke Skywalker bobblehead with purchase of a special ticket package. Plus, take home a one-of-a-kind Brewers wristlet for 10,000 moms on Mother's Day. Sunday, May 14th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get your seats today at brewers.com/promotions.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
You can't miss consistently in the second and third rounds too often, because then you're messing up your roster. And so I think Goody needs, and the Packers scouting staff need to have a really good night.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically, or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill. Nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging Harbor District. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
Because we actually do care about Jason Wilde here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do we?
We do.
Okay.
We will move on, at least temporarily, from the conversation we were just having about songs about butts and boobs. On to more mature things. Good morning, Jason. Happy May the 4th to you.
Thanks for caring about that.
Question mark?
If you want to talk about butt and boob songs, we can, Jason.
Yeah, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. So, what's the longest you've ever sat still in traffic in your life?
Ooh. 2 hours.
Still for 2 hours? That's awful.
Driving from Chicago to D.C., we were stuck around the Pennsylvania area when a snowstorm hit, so we were stuck there around the mountains.
That's pretty extreme. I was going to say like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. If there's an accident, you know, and you are sitting in traffic, you can get stuck, like sitting.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me for about 20 minutes or so. But usually by then they'll figure out a way to clear at least a lane to start get traffic moving. Why, Jason? What's the longest you've sat in traffic?
Yeah. So hopefully everyone is okay. But there was an accident last night on I-43 North. Maddie got done with ballet, and we were just shy of the Grafton exit, and we were at a standstill for an hour and 38 minutes.
Oh.
Like, did not move. And the most nervous I've ever been was, it must have just happened because we were not more than a mile backed up. So I don't know how far it was backed up behind us. But a state trooper had to get through, and it was in the construction area
there's
there.
so much construction up there.
So like I'm boxed in by like a concrete divider on one side and an 18-wheeler on the other, I and many others. And we had to like try and, because it's not like you pull over, there was nowhere to go. You were absolutely trapped. So everyone had to like try and like move as far as they could to one side or the other. And he went up the middle.
Oh.
And I thought it was going to be like he was just going to scrape up every car as he went through. But yeah, an hour and 38 minutes before we moved. So we got home at about 12:30 this morning. So yeah, I hope everyone was okay because it took a really long time for that to clear. But that's the longest I've ever sat still, and I did not handle it well, nor did I sleep very well.
Well, and to your point, Jason, you always hope that everybody is okay in the accident, and I'm always conscious that whatever inconvenience I'm experiencing is nothing compared to whatever the person involved in the accident or people involved is going through. But in those situations, my anxiety just ratchets up. Now, I'm claustrophobic, so like not being able to then get out of my car, because again, I could convince myself that if we were standing still and I needed to get out of the car, I could, but not if I was on, like you said, the left side, and now my car is jammed up against that concrete divider. I would have needed a pill. I would have needed some pharmaceutical assistance.
Chewy knows a guy.
I got a lot of guys.
Jason.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. Jason, the question I wanted to ask you earlier this week, and I think is kind of still relevant because Adam Schefter tweeted yesterday that the NFL is done with indoor drafts. The bigger and bigger this thing gets, the less likely it seems to me that Green Bay actually will get to host a draft. For all the similar reasons that is talked about why the Packers can't host a Super Bowl, that would seem to be true for a draft. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. Mark Murphy clearly doesn't. He's keeping hope alive. We have up here in Green Bay in our tiny little town, we have Titletown. We have obviously Lambeau Field. We obviously have the Resch Center Arena. We have the Resch Expo Hall Center. So we've got a lot of space for it. But you're right. Like, if you do it here, dude, it snowed on May 1st. Like, that can't help our cause. So, Mark Murphy keeps talking like it's going to happen. And I have been a skeptic from the beginning. I think it's a great idea. I think it would have great, history and appeal and everything else. But I have been skeptical that they were actually ever going to have it awarded to them. There's been a couple of years where they've been finalists, including, I believe, this year was one of them, and Kansas City beat them out a couple of years ago when it was awarded. So no, I'm with you. I will. It'll be great if it happens, but I don't see it happening.
I just don't know what they do with all the people.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I saw one story about how local businesses actually in Kansas City did not benefit. There are all kinds of, I'll have to send that to you guys. But that surprised me because everyone, that's all you ever do is how great it is for the economic growth of the area. But, I don't know how many people come from out of town, but I'm assuming a lot. And, you guys went to what's the most recent major golf event that we had in Kohler?
The Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup was in 2021.
So we had people, there were people that stayed in hotels up here in Green Bay and would drive down to Kohler. I don't think we have, like you said, just like the Super Bowl, we just don't have the hotel rooms that you would need. I mean, and I need to live here during the draft, so I'm not renting out our house for an Airbnb. Plus, those people, if they took it, they'd have to take care of the cats.
How many cats are you up to now?
Jason.
I can't. That's a secret number, but fewer than 7.
Jason, if Jordan Love did not sign this extension or refused to sign the extension, would they have given him the 5th-year option?
Yeah, I don't think so. I've not asked Goody that, but I don't think so. And again, first of all, I'm sorry to Jen because I can't believe they did this, and it's great for them, and it is good for Jordan. $5.5 million of his salary for next year is guaranteed for 2024. So they have basically said, look, you're our guy this year and next year. Although $5.5 million is, if he was really bad, which I don't think he's going to be, you could eat that if you wanted to. But it gives him 2 years to show whether he's up to the task or not. But I've got our buddy Rob Domofsky working on this because he's got the folks at ESPN Stats and Information at his beck and call. I suppose so does Jen. I have not managed to find since the 2011 draft. So 2014 was the first year that teams had to make a decision on 5th-year options. I have not found a player yet, and maybe there is one, who did not sign like a lucrative multi-year extension so they didn't have to do the 5th-year option, or didn't just have it declined, or had it picked up and then later on they had that replaced by an extension like T.J. Watt a couple years ago. I don't know of any player that has had what Jordan Love has, which is this kind of half-measure contract where they didn't pick up the 5th-year option, they didn't decline the 5th-year option, they signed him to a contract worth less than the 5th-year option. I think this may very well be the first player since that 2011 draft class, so 9 or 10 draft classes, that has had a situation like this.
Well, what was the verbiage that Field Yates used in the tweet last night about the details? What was the verbiage? A unique deal for a unique situation or a unique circumstance or something like that?
Yeah, usually by year 3 you either have you don't necessarily know for certain, right? Because last year a good example is Darnell Savage. I don't think that they were sure that they really wanted to give him the 5th-year option, and then look what happened. He got benched during part of last season. But at least you had 3 years of mostly evidence to make your decision on, even if it was a difficult decision that wasn't a slam dunk. Here, again, they didn't have much empirical evidence from games that counted, but at the same time, I mean, I know Tausch got a lot of grief on social media for saying this, even though he was incredibly supportive of Goody and what a win this was. But this does not send a very clear signal that they believe in him. This sends the message that they're hedging their bets, which, again, I'm not faulting them for it. I think it's the right play from a team perspective, but for all the rhetoric about how confident they are in him, they were not willing to put their money where their mouth was on that.
Jason, last thing for you, because we are up against the clock. Is there any chance the Packers sign a veteran, free agent, wide receiver? Because we talked about this on our show this week, and Bill Huber put out a long list of the potential options out there. And my reaction to it was, yeesh. Got any other suggestions? The field of contestants is not what you'd call strong.
Yeah, and I think that's true with backup veteran quarterbacks, too. Even though I'm keeping my dream alive for Matt Ryan to come in. The list, I saw that story by Bill, too, and I think they're content to go with this youth movement. Like, I think they're content to go with Sean Clifford and Danny Etling at quarterback. I think they're content. I mean, they drafted 3 wide receivers in each of the last 2 drafts now. And you know how much Goody gives those draft picks largely a scholarship. You really have to struggle to not make the 53 when you're a draft pick. And then if you struggle enough that they feel good that you won't get claimed, and they just bring you right back on the practice squad. They don't give up on draft picks. Not like Ron Wolf turning to us while Joey Jamison is dropping punt after punt after punt after being drafted to be a punt returner at 5'5" or whatever he was. Well, I guess I effed up that pick. That doesn't happen around here now. So no, I think they're going to go young, and again, that would also tell me that this is one of the reasons why Jordan deserves, some measure of grace period, because not only is he inexperienced, but just about everybody around him at the tight end and wide receiver position will be too.
Yeah, it's patience. We talked about that, right? And is it Guns N' Roses? We didn't ever figure it out. Is it Guns N' Roses that sings Patience?
Well, we have a computer in the palm of my hand.
Tiny computer, yeah, exactly.
I could look things up like that.
I thought maybe Jason, because he's the child of my generation, he would have known for sure.
Yes, I stood out in the November rain thinking about Patience. I believe you're correct.
Thank you. You have to really know Guns N' Roses catalog in order to get that joke, right?
Welcome to the jungle, my friends.
I'm sorry.
All right, Jason. We appreciate absolutely. I mean, the fact that he was able to pull another Guns N' Roses
I think
song.
You guys are both wrong.
It's okay, sweet child of mine. Okay?
Nice!
Okay.
Are you sure it is, Gabe?
I just literally looked it up, yes.
Why, who do you think Patience?
Patience wrong?
Hold on.
Did you spell it like the medical patient that Jen was yesterday?
Chris Cornell is saying Patience.
Oh, he covered it. He covered it.
I can't confirm that.
Jason, we appreciate you. Have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon.
I got the sad trombone.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. I get it all the time.
All those nice things I ever said about him, I'm taking them all back.
As payback.
As you should. As you should, Jason.
Stop saying nice things, and I'll see you at the food truck.
It's better than the rusty trombone.
That's back-to-back appearances by Jason Wilde where he has just said goodbye. And I was able to chalk it up last time, too, that we had blown up the clock, and he was trying to save us a few extra seconds. But now he said goodbye again. Bye.
My bad, guys.
That's on you. And I didn't think he even deserved it.
You know what? I'm not sorry, actually.
Yeah, that was mean.
I'm not sorry.
Rattling off good GNR songs?
Are there?
Off the top of his head, too.
Are there good GNR songs?
Oh, please.
You should hit that button for yourself.
Womp, womp, womp. We got to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Overall, looking pretty good. We do have a little bit of a backup along 94 eastbound from just east of 84th Street all the way to about 76th. We've also got a couple taps of the brakes southbound on 43 right at Capitol Drive. And 41 north and southbound actually looking pretty good at this point. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, chance for showers later on, a high of 60 at the lakefront, 69 inland. Tonight, isolated showers, cloudy with a low of 45. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Life is supposed to be fun. With Best Burger Awards in the trophy case, peanuts raining from the ceiling, and boozy custard shakes, AJ Bombers is just plain fun. Located on Water Street in downtown Milwaukee, AJ Bombers is the perfect place for pregame grub. Prefer to watch the game from a bar stool? Enjoy great views from multiple flat-screen TVs while you cheer on Milwaukee's home teams with a smash-style burger and fried cheese curds. Visit AJ Bombers on Water Street or check out ajbombers.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Let's face it, we put our moms through a lot. I know I did. There's no way you should let Mother's Day slip by this year. Thank your mom or your wife with farm fresh flowers from Bouqs. That's short for bouquets. I got you guys 20% off, so you can thank your moms too. My mom was my best friend. She's not here anymore, but I made sure every single Mother's Day to send her great flowers. You can give your mom regular Mom's Day flowers or make her day spectacular with flowers from Bouqs. Here's what I love about them. Bouqs is different. Their flowers are sourced directly from the best farms and cut fresh, so they last way longer. Mother's Day is May 14th, and don't let it sneak by. Order your Bouqs now, and while you're there, check out their flower subscription so Mom feels your love all year long. Go to Bouqs.com and use promo code KEY for 20% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code KEY.
Explore Milwaukee's iconic Harley-Davidson Museum this spring. The Harley-Davidson Museum campus boasts one-of-a-kind shopping with exclusive Harley gear from 2 new retail stores, an interactive experience gallery, and the Motor Bar and Restaurant. Riverfront dining with daily specials like fish fries and barbecue. And make it a point to ride over on May 4th for Bike Night, where you can stock up with up to 70% off on deals from their factory shop. The Harley-Davidson Museum, 15 years as one of Milwaukee's top tourist destinations.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Any of those things because it exceeds. It's like I'm sorry, I'm burping up my apple right there. That's what that was. I wasn't pausing for effect. I literally was burping
All
my
right,
apple.
can we just go to break?
No.
On 94.5 ESPN.
One, two, 3, 4.
You should know that Gabe Neitzel and I were watching the music video for this song during the break. It's a little softcore porny. It's a little
80s were a wild time.
Wow, the stuff that they let get through the old censors back in the day. What's the name of the guy with the big hair? I should know this off the top of my head. Slash. Thank you. So just so you know, Chewy, I wanted to say Sting, but I knew that wasn't correct. Slash is sitting on the bed,
shirtless,
holding a snake. It's a metaphor. And then there's a lady taking off her clothes standing next to him. All the while, Axl Rose is doing his back and forth thing that he is famous for.
This is a good song?
It was.
Yes. It's not.
Oh, no, but the Chris Cornell version is.
Yeah. Neither of them are good songs.
No, it's fine. Oh, now she got in the bed with. Oh, now, okay, it's many, many different girls. So now they're doing the dissolve.
Again, the 80s.
Yep, between the women.
Time. Wasn't he married to a supermodel?
Slash or Axl?
Yes. No, Axl.
Possible.
Yeah, she was in the video. Wasn't she in the video November Rain?
All right. He was married to Erin Everly.
And she was the November Rain Girl? I remember the November Rain Girl. She was something.
Can't believe we're talking about... I really was not prepared to talk about Axl Rose today on the program, but I'm not mad about it. Just saying, it's interesting.
Was that Axl's real hair? Like Andre Agassi, we learned all those years later when he wrote his autobiography that wasn't his real hair, that was a wig. You think this was Axl's real hair? Did I just break news to you?
I had no idea. Is that why he shaved his head?
Well,
yeah,
no,
eventually he
didn't have. That was all fake hair. It was a wig.
I had no idea.
Can you imagine how sweaty that would be, Chew, when you're playing tennis?
Oh, the smell of someone else's hair on your head has got to be disgusting, right?
I guess I've never really thought about it, but now that you mention it, sure. We're playing the song "Patience" by Guns N' Roses because it does feel like the Green Bay Packers want fans to be patient with Jordan Love. The details of his extension were released last night. Field Yates of ESPN putting him out there. Did you find out who he was married to?
So he was married to that Seymour was the last name of the supermodel that he then dated after his marriage, and she's the November Rain Girl.
Good job, Chewy.
Something Seymour.
Chewy was right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So Field Yates says this, a breakdown of Jordan Love's extension per source. Signing bonus, $8.78 million. 2023 base salary, $1 million, down from that 2.298 that we had been referencing headed into the week. 2023 escalators, and this is the interesting part, $9 million, which would be added to his 2024 base salary, which for this extension is $5.5 million. I know that's a lot of numbers that we're throwing out there at you, but I think the important one is he got $8.78 million as a signing bonus. Mm-hmm. His contract for this year goes down, his salary goes down to $1 million. And then the thing that really raised Gabe's eyebrows was the $9 million worth of escalators. Mm-hmm. And Gabe, what did that show you when you saw $9 million in escalators?
I mean, that's a lot of money to be tied to the escalator part. And again, they have to use that language, just how NFL contracts work. But the part that was interesting to me was not that, this is going to be tied to how many touchdowns he throws or how many interceptions he throws, how many yards, his completion percentage. None of the actual stats associated with him. And I guess maybe some of those could factor in because Field does list and others on the back end of his tweet and his details on this. But they're tied to, it seems like, more playing time, team wins, and team stats. Which are all things that are out of his... I mean, playing time...
He can't really control that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's going to play.
Yes. And outside of an injury. Like, I don't know if that's going to be something that's super attainable, the way that the Packers worded the trade with the Jets.
65.
Where 65% of the playing time, which is incredibly attainable, even if you have some sort of injury and miss a couple of weeks. Or if it's going to have to be higher than that. Team wins. What's that number? Team stats. What team stats? Because, again, what if he plays really well and then the defense blows a lead the way that happened when Aaron Rodgers took over? Because the defense really struggled in 2008, the year that Aaron Rodgers took over, which led to them being 6-10 that year. But it seems like a weird thing to me to agree to, that you want $9 million to be tied to things that are just going to be so far out of your control. Like, what team stats?
I just don't, yeah. Like, what is the reasoning behind this? It just seems so much easier. Just give him the fifth-year option. Okay. If you're going to give him 2 years, just give him the fifth-year option.
Well, and as we said yesterday, Chew, the money is comparable, right? He has an opportunity to make a little bit more money with these escalators, but the money is comparable. It, to me, is the team didn't want to be locked in. Mm-hmm. And you can, see that as an indictment if you want to. I just think, like one of the callers said yesterday, or one of our loyal listeners said yesterday on the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, why in the world would Goody not want Jordan Love to succeed? Like, why would he put him in any sort of position to not succeed when Goody's job is likely and his livelihood is likely attached to Jordan Love's success? So to me, that's the only reason why you don't offer him the fifth-year option is the fifth-year option locks you in at that $20 million rate, and this gives them a little bit more flexibility. Cap-wise, it gives them a little bit more flexibility in if things go sideways, they can move on, and they're barely penalized for it.
Yeah, and if Jordan Love isn't who you thought he is, this allows you to, not even if they end up with one or two. I'm not even talking about Caleb Williams or Drake May, but if there's a third quarterback that comes along the way that we saw Anthony Richardson really come along in this year's draft, and you're in a position to maybe take that second first-round pick and move up and go get him, maybe that it just kind of gives you that escape hatch as well, where you're not going to be on the hook for $20 million for someone else if you indeed want to draft another quarterback because the Jordan Love experiment didn't work out the way you wanted. And it gets you, as Goody, another bite at the apple in terms of trying to get a young quarterback into Green Bay.
But isn't it weird that it's his guy? You know, it was easy for Ted to get rid of, not easy, but it was easier for Ted to get rid of Brett because it wasn't his guy, it was Ron's. And I still think Ron, because Ron retired at a really young age when he was kind of in his prime, maybe because he didn't want to have to deal with this. And then you have Goody Wood Rogers, who wasn't his guy, was easier to move on from him. The strange thing is, most of these GMs, when it's your guy, you're behind them 100%. That's the weird part of it for me.
The trend seems to be, and you've pointed this out at different times, Chew, they're giving up on rookie quarterbacks faster than ever. I mean, we've seen a lot of rookie quarterback, first-round rookies being traded on that rookie deal. Like we saw Josh Rosen get ousted from his original team, Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield. Like there are a lot of guys that teams are just giving up on awfully quick. And the Packers may pull that after 1 year. They're still going to give him this chance for 2023. And I think it's likely that Jordan Love is the starter in 2024, but it's not a guarantee.
But I get it, Gabe, because, you know, a lot of these quarterbacks that you just mentioned came from big programs, right? Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, Alabama. This guy came from an FCS school. So it's not like he played at Alabama, so theoretically it takes him a little longer because he didn't have the type of system that these Power 5 school have. You know, I don't know. It's very, very bizarre. This whole thing is bizarre.
Well, when I saw the numbers, guys, it made me think one thing. Jordan Love absolutely bet on himself. We'll talk about that as the show rolls on here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Ridgetop Exteriors provides the best quality roof siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed, and at an affordable price. That's really all you need to know. If you're making the investment back into your house for that exterior project to improve your home, all you need to know is that there is a company in Ridgetop Exteriors that exists, that they provide the best quality roof, siding, windows, doors, expertly installed at an affordable price. But that's not all with Ridgetop Exteriors, because they consider customer service their number one goal, and they strive to exceed the expectations of the homeowners they serve. So not only is there a company that provides the best quality roofing, siding, windows, doors, expertly installed at an affordable price, but they do it with great customer service because they want to make sure you are satisfied and you feel great about working with Ridgetop Exteriors. Not only that, they have a no-interest and low-interest financing available. So get that free estimate with Ridgetop Exteriors for that next project. All you have to do is log on to their website, ridgetopexteriors.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, it's John Reeds from Great Midwest Bank, and I've said it before. Life happens. For nearly 90 years, Great Midwest Bank has made the home loan process predictable through all those ups and downs. And today, GMB's simple and personalized approach to locally serviced, affordable home equity loans can turn your home's value into cash for whatever you want. Whatever your lending need, it's just a few clicks away. Apply online at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-484-5131 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-484-5131. That's 800-484-5131. What do you have to lose? Call 800-484-5131. Again, 800-484-5131.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-283-5948. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-283-5948 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-283-5948 to see if you qualify. That's 800-283-5948.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Is your check engine light on? The free Fix Finder service reads your check engine, ABS, and maintenance lights. It even sends a detailed report directly to your email. When you need to get back on the road, AutoZone's free Fix Finder service is here. Get the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. Only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Gordy in Menominee Falls. Come on, Gordy. One time, you Gordy.
John Henson.
John Henson.
Let's go, Gordy!
Gordy! Gordy, I love you, buddy.
I swear to God, I thought he was going to talk. I thought he was going to confuse it with the Henson guy from the Muppets.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Oh, you gonna take me home tonight? Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh, you gonna let it all hang out. Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
I mean, the list of songs about butts is long. It's almost as though rockers like butts.
I thought you were going to say it was wide or vast.
Could have said wide. That would have been good.
You gonna make fun of Queen now? You gonna take out Queen?
No, I love
Tell me
Queen.
that Queen
Queen
had
is
no
one of-
good songs.
No, Queen is one of my favorite bands of all time. So,
All right. Well, let me ask you guys.
Ass?
because
Did you
I
say
have
ass?
a pe-
Let me
yes.
ask
Let
you
me
some
ask
questions.
you guys because I have a pecking order. Are you a boob man or a butt man? I'm a butt man.
Hold on, Chew. Hold on. Hold. Everyone, just stop for.
You started it with fat bottom girl.
Yeah, and then you started to take over, and then Jen and Gabe and.
I'm fine. I'm back. I'm good.
Re-ask your question, please.
Are you a butt man or a boob man?
Yeah, Jen, are you a butt man or a boob man?
I'm going to abstain from this conversation.
I'm butt. Ashy?
I'm going to also abstain from this.
Gabriel?
Boob.
Why would you choose also?
Really?
Why, you're saying why not both?
All right, yeah, if we're going to talk about this, yeah, here, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Why not? Let me just get this. Why not?
Put it on the poll.
So here's
Put
the
it
thing.
on the
I'm not
poll.
putting it on the poll. Absolutely not putting it on the
put
poll.
that on
You
an
put it
official
your own poll,
company.
pal. No, here's the thing. Why choose?
does.
Why not both? That's all. I'm just saying. Why?
Well,
why
I'm
do you
just
have to
saying
pick?
if you can't have both, I mean, obviously you can buy both, which is very nice feature.
Well,
in
I'm
today's
confused what you're
world.
asking. Are you asking what I wish I had
Well,
or what I prefer?
Are you a boob man or a butt man?
I'm a both guy. I don't want to
Can't
pick.
have both.
You can't. You can.
You can't have your cake and ice cream. Do you want cake or ice cream?
Yes.
I prefer cake, but ice cream's great
Do you want
too.
Do you want a nice dupa with no rack, or
I
do you
hate
want a
this
nice
segment.
rack with a fat bottom girl?
I don't
That
like
fat
this.
bottom girl was a good thing.
And I'm confused now.
Wait, is fat bottom girl not
Well,
a good thing?
Depends upon who you are.
I like a handful. Handful is perfect.
Or which one?
I didn't know. I assume both.
Well, that's perfect. Yeah, that's ideal.
Well,
but
also,
if you can only have one.
Well, but also,
one
Chewy's handful is a lot different than everybody else's because
his
his
hands are
are just
huge.
ginormous.
Yeah, exactly. Your handful's different than my handful, bud. How do you know if your butt is a handful? Do you just grab it and see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your butt? You got a handful?
Well, there's the scale. Jen, I've showed you the scale.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Gabe,
yeah.
is
You've
it
done
two
the thing, right?
thumbs
Something like
together
this or something like this.
two
It's like
pinkies?
it's either the U or it's down on Texas. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Okay. God, I can't remember what to
Horns down.
I want to say this story. A person recently told me that you don't have a butt. Just said that to me.
Wait, you don't have a butt?
It's pretty flat back there, for being honest. But
That's Woodhuller's ass.
Would you? Yeah. No acetol, no acetosis. One of those.
Yeah, no acetol.
Should I have been offended by that, or should I just be like, yeah, I know?
Well, I mean, if it's a fact.
I mean, I know it.
Wait, do you want a butt?
I don't really care.
Because you could do squats.
28, you don't.
I feel that happens.
Actually, you could do side bends or sit-ups. But please don't lose that butt.
Or kettlebells.
Just curious, should I have been
28?
offended?
Yes, at 28, you should be offended.
Because I feel that, that's like
Well,
more of
you
an
should
old
do
man
something
thing.
about it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But that's what I'm saying. What do you want him to do? You want him to do some squats?
You got to do something. Maybe implants.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe implants.
That's full circle.
Well, did you know, as Chewy said, doing it in the butt now, so.
The implants.
Implants.
I was made aware of
Yes.
that, yes. I'm not sure who hijacked this segment. I have a pretty good,
Ashton.
I have a
He
pretty good,
played the music.
pretty good feeling about who it was.
This was the plan was we were going to play butt songs.
I know, and I was going to tell you about the lengthy list. I got a lengthy list here of songs about butts, and this conversation started earlier this morning asking if there were, in fact, as many songs about boobs. And the answer, I don't know what it is. I know that a bunch of people gave us suggestions for songs about boobs, but it does feel like if you're using the song metric for which people prefer, I think butts is in a landslide.
Yeah, and it feels like they have to be more clever when they're talking about boobs, right? Like Chewy brought up, my milkshake brings all the boys. You're being more clever when you're bringing up the boob versus. I mean, a lot of people
Gabe,
fat bottom girls. I like big butt.
Just shake that, right? That song.
Yeah.
Let's get
booty.
something that rhymes with areola.
Dairy areola?
Yeah, there you go.
We got to take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. When we come back, why it appears Jordan Love did indeed bet on himself. That's next.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Overall, looking pretty good. We do have a little bit of a backup along 94 eastbound from just east of 84th Street all the way to about 76th. We've also got a couple taps of the brakes southbound on 43 right at Capitol Drive. And 41 north and southbound actually looking pretty good at this point. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, chance for showers later on, a high of 60 at the lakefront, 69 inland. Tonight, isolated showers, cloudy with a low of 45. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
One's a Marquette Hall of Famer.
Who get more votes, me or you, for president?
The other may or not make things up from time to time. You would.
Why would you just automatically say me? Who
There's
get more
nothing
votes,
that
me
I
or
do
Homer?
better than you. Nothing.
Homer and Tony.
Why would anybody
Maybe
pick
you do
me?
politics better.
That would mean that I'm not as good, but that I can just fake it or something.
Hey, there's your specialty. Making it up.
No.
You're in.
No.
You're hired.
I wouldn't vote for
You're
me.
elected.
I would
wouldn't
vote for me against you.
Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Show your excitement for the Brew Crew's return with Brewers Checking from Associated Bank. You'll get a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, and VIP treatment with Express Check-In through the Associated Bank gate. And for the ultimate all-inclusive game day experience for your crew, check out the Associated Bank Power Alley Group Space. Featuring a full buffet and private bar, the Power Alley overlooks left center field. And who knows, the next Brewers home run could be headed your way. Learn more today at associatedbank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I deciphered one of the things I wrote down. Derek, favorite custard spot? Spot.
Jesus. All right, well, you want to take two on that one?
In other news, the Prime Minister of Sweden visited Washington today, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
What did he just say?
Check the prompter.
Prompter's fine. Evan, read the copy, please. The copy's good. Just read it.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Let's work on our penmanship and we need to get some grammar lessons over there.
I thought he was going to say favorite cuss word. I swear that's what I thought.
Chewy already used his allotment today.
Derek want his favorite cuss word.
Well, since we're there, don't say it, Derek. What is your favorite cuss word?
Favorite custard.
The White House Reception Committee greeted the Prime Rib Roast Minister, and I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. I do the cha-cha.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
The details of the Jordan Love extension were released last night, although not all of the details. And I understand the caveat that Gabe is making this morning, which is to say, hey, until we know more specifics about these parameters, about these escalators, we can't possibly know whether or not Jordan Love bet on himself. But the $9 million number, Gabe, that we talked about earlier this morning, and if you missed any of the conversation, you can find it on Wisconsin On Demand, wherever you get your podcasts. The $9 million tied to escalators, to me, is a sign that unlike what you guys were saying earlier this week and being critical of Jordan Love for not betting on himself, to me, when you attach $9 million to performance, you are betting on yourself. You are certain that you have what it takes to get that money. That's why people put incentives into deals, isn't it?
Maybe he's betting on the team. Because these are all team performance. Like, very little mention of individual performance in the contract details that were released by Field Yates. So maybe he feels good about the team, and he thinks the team can. And again, it all depends upon what those escalators are. Does he get X amount of dollars if they get to 4 wins, and then it goes up if they get to 6, and then if they get to 8? It all depends to me what all of that is. Plus, again, he could have made so much more money by just playing out his contract, playing very well, and then getting a deal through the Packers. As Jason mentioned earlier, if you happen to miss that conversation, download it Wisconsin On Demand, where he does not believe that the Packers would have given Jordan Love the 5th-year option. So that means you would have been a free agent. You could have put yourself in Danny Dimes territory had you not decided to pick up this deal, and you could have been looking at $92 million guaranteed instead of the $13.5 guaranteed.
Yeah, also, the offense could finish, let's say they finish 10th in the league, which I think we would all take to the bank right now, and the defense could be an absolute train wreck with injuries and finish 32nd in the league and lose a ton of games, and he doesn't get any of the benefit from having the 10th ranked offense if it's between wins and losses. Right?
Yeah. So I guess what I could read into that, Shu, is that there is a confidence level associated with what this defense can do, which, Gabe, I'm sure you would say is foolish because of Joe Barry Carroll, which is what we call him here on this show, and it still is not. I'm still not used to it, is what just happened there.
Well, we've called him Joe Barry Carroll so much that it takes me a minute to remember that his name is actually just Joe Barry.
Can you imagine
is
Gabe
it Joe
doing
Carroll or is it Joe Barry?
ESPN radio? He's doing like Freddie and Fitzsimmons.
I feel like I've heard
or
him
he's
say
doing,
that on
and
ESPN National.
And he like has to stop himself because he's like, wait, that's an inside joke on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and the national audience is going to eviscerate me for not knowing the name of the Packers defensive coordinator if I actually lose.
It'd be like ukulele that we tried to get you to say
Yes.
so often.
Where even is
you said
ukulele
it?
now? Oregon State?
Yeah,
Did I see he transferred to Oregon State? Oh, good luck.
He's in the Pac-12, so there's zero chance.
That we pay
Pac-12 is
attention to
not
him,
relevant.
that we pay attention to him at all. By the way, Utah State, which is where Jordan Love went, that's a Mountain West team, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that FBS?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's
that's
FBS.
FBS. Yeah.
It's just not a
But
Power 5
it's
school.
It's Power 5 adjacent. Yeah.
It's a group of 5.
It's there, but
clearly-
no one really even notices that it's there. Chew, do you disagree with me that the $9 million does tip my scales to actually he did bet on himself? You don't let $9 million be dependent on performance if you don't think you can get that job done.
Yeah, I would agree. I think in those incentives there have to be his yards, his touchdowns, individual achievement. There's no way there's going to be like, all right, there's $5 million if the team goes 9-8. You know, I think there has to be some individual goals in there. We just don't know.
Why is it taking so long for us to find out the details? I feel like anytime a deal like this is signed, like anytime an agent gets their client more money, they are just puffing out their chest and going, look at what I did for my client. And they are leaking the information to that contract to everyone under the sun. And we know what the signing bonus is. We know what the structure is within hours of that contract being agreed to. The fact that this is taking so long, like it just doesn't seem like even the agent's proud of what he was able to do for Jordan Love. Just based on what agents have done over the course of the history of this league.
Well, this goes back to, even the way that Field Yates phrased it, which you assume Field is getting his information either from the Packers organization or from the agent organization, Athletes First, a unique deal given the unique circumstances. If that doesn't sound like great personality, I don't know what does, right? He used the word unique twice to describe the parameters of the Jordan Love deal.
And I just keep coming back to this. As a fan, I want something to have confidence in. I want someone to show me that they have confidence in something, and I still just feel very empty and very confused heading into the off-season portion of the Packers season.
And speaking of fans, Chew, I imagine, and you tell me if I'm wrong, 800-990-3776, that everyone wants Jordan Love to succeed, right? Are there people out there who are hoping he doesn't succeed? Are there people that hope that maybe he falls on his face and that would then maybe lead to a, I don't know, general manager being relieved of his duties?
Maybe you were like Caleb Williams.
I think there are. I think there are people out there. If you go back to the Favre Rodgers saga, there was clearly, people that wanted Rodgers to fail. Even the people that sit on the fence, during training camp were saying disparaging things about Aaron. I don't think the number is as big, but I think the Rodgers toads certainly do not want, which is weird, do not want Love to succeed.
Oh yeah,
I think the number is far and few between, but I think there are people out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an old man there sitting somewhere who wants to approach Brian Gutekunst the way the old man did after they traded Brett Favre.
Toilet bowl guy.
Yeah.
Toilet bowl,
Brett Favre
Super Bowl.
who's going to take you to the Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers is going to take you to the toilet bowl.
I don't think there are that many people out there. I think that if you are a Packers fan and you pride yourself on being, bleeding green and gold, then you want Jordan Love to succeed. I can't imagine. What are you telling me? Like confirmation bias? Like all of a sudden people are out there going, I knew he was no good and now I need him to be no good because that would make me right.
Maybe it's not in the Packers situation. Maybe that's the different way to look at it. The reason that I'm thinking about this is I think about this as a fan of, at any point in time, have you been a fan of your team and been like, I hope they fail because I want to see change? I've gone through that twice in the last 5 years, basically with the Bulls and the White Sox, where I'm like, I just want something bad to happen because I need change. And I don't know if fans are at that point with Goody even.
Let me ask you this: what percentage of the people want Rodgers to fail in New York? Is that a big number?
I don't.
Is it comparable?
I don't care about this. I'm the Don Draper right now. I don't think about you at all unless I have to talk about him on this program. But if I'm a fan of the Green Bay Packers, what he does has no bearing on my fandom, my team. Right?
You just want him to play 65% of the snaps,
so you get that first round pick.
Correct.
That's it.
I don't know. I think there are people that want him to fail.
I'm sure. I think I don't think it's a large number, though. I think it's the same number of people.
No, I don't either.
I'll tell you when I want Aaron Rodgers to fail. When they play the Green Bay Packers. That's it.
You
I don't really care otherwise.
But you don't.
Good for the Jets. If they're able to turn this whole thing into gold, if they can spin this yarn into gold, fantastic. Good for you. You made it happen. Awesome. Joe Douglas. Round of applause.
Yeah, I mean,
But you don't think there are people that are upset that he is now going to off-season workouts with the Jets where he didn't with the Packers for years? I can tell you it upset some people.
Yeah, again, I just
where
go back
was
to...
this in Green Bay?
I mean, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I think it just goes back to, again, when there's a breakup, right? The person whoever it is, one of them, they go out there and they live their best life. And then they make sure that you know that they are living their best life. That, to me, is what this is. This is Rodgers he's going, by all reports, Diana Rossini was on with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max this morning, and she said he has gotten glowing reviews. He is going out of his way to introduce himself to people within the building and hanging out with the players, and there's a little bit of an awe. That, to me, was hilarious. You saw that, right? That report by Rich Cimini?
Quincy Williams said that he was starstruck. Like, their linebacker said he was starstruck by Rodgers.
Did we not talk 1 year ago about guys like Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs and pick your guy who would be starstruck in the presence of Aaron Rodgers? And the more that he was around, the more he could dispel that, the more he could diffuse that, the more he could lessen that starstruckness.
And not that Sauce Gardner was starstruck, but the fact that he's trying to make the connection that he's taking Sauce out to dinner and then to the next game. Whereas you have Romeo Doubs, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal at the time because there is that age gap where he was, we didn't really hang out with Aaron that much outside of the facility, but then listed off like 2 or 3 times they hung out. I just, with the age gap, you just kind of chalk it up to, okay, 18 years between you, you're not going to necessarily hang out, but then he goes out and he's making the effort with Sauce Gardner, who didn't know who Jessica Alba was.
Unforgivable.
Unforgivable. That's
unforgivable. Mike in Oconomowoc weighing in saying, poll it. Do you want 12 to fail? Chewy is right. Why didn't he show up to workouts in Green Bay? I had no weapons, quote unquote, but I want the Jets to sign the same guys. It does feel like Mike in Oconomowoc does have some feelings, strong feelings, about Aaron Rodgers. Let's get out to Nick in Greenfield. Nick, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You also have strong feelings about the quarterback in New York.
Hey, guys. Aaron Rodgers is obviously, he's the best thing that we've ever seen in Green Bay, or at least the top 5 thing. But, every single person should be invested, if you're a Packer fan, in what he's doing, and you should want him to play 65% of his snaps and fail as much as possible, because I highly doubt that they're going to bench him. And if they fail, the higher the draft pick for the Packers. So everybody should be... pretty much locked in to what they're doing and really hope that they can't get it together. And that, I think that's one reason why he's there with all the Jets videos on social media and all that stuff, because he realizes, holy crap, I got to make this work in order for us to even, have a shot at a draft pick or whatever next year. So, you pretty much you want him to fail this year.
I'm a certain part.
I'm a fan of him, but you want him to fail.
Nick, thanks for the call. Appreciate you calling into Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Okay.
He's got a point. His failure, as long as he plays 65% of the snaps, is directly tied to something that would be good for the Green Bay
Packers.
Packers.
Again, the worse they are, the better that draft pick would be that they would then go to the Green Bay Packers.
As long as he plays 65% of the snaps.
You knew that Rodgers was going to be fully invested. Again, this to me is a Goody was right. Holy bleep. Goody was right. Because by all accounts, we assume that Goody would have said to him, here's what we're going to need from you. And I bet my paycheck that it's pretty comparable to the things that Rodgers is doing in New York. I bet you it was pretty comparable. It was like, invest in the young guys, be around, come to the off-season program, although he has said that he will still be back and forth to Malibu and whatnot. I bet you Goody's going, yeah, those are the things we wanted him to do here, and he just adamantly refused, right? Which again goes to the grindiness, which again I said does affect, I think, how Jordan Love goes about his business. And maybe it's a subconscious thing, but I think he goes out there and his representatives or him are saying, hey, just don't be the problem, right? To quote that article from years ago, don't be the problem. I think there's a part of Jordan Love that does have that in the back of his mind. Hey, whatever you guys need, you got it. Like Joe Douglas when he was putting together right? We said that with Woody Johnson when they were trying to put together the package. Anything you want, Aaron Rodgers, you got it. To the tune of Randall Cobb, by the way. Can we do a Mercedes Lewis baby poll? When will Mercedes Lewis sign with the New York Jets? We'll pull out a calendar.
8:58.
800-990-3776. We'll let our loyal listeners pick days. We'll put together a pride package. Pride package. Pride package. We'll see who nails it. Who nails when Mercedes Lewis becomes a member of the New York Jets. Hey, guys, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, there is a Derby Day party happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel Saturday, May 6th. It starts at 2 p.m. Jumbo TV screens to view the race, live bluegrass music in the afternoon, followed by a DJ in the evening. There will be contests and prizes for the best dressed and the best hat, special foods and drinks menu, including the traditional mint julep Derby cocktail. Free to attend, 2 p.m., Saturday, May 6th at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. It's Derby Day. For more information, go to their website, stkatearts.com/events.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have some delays along the bypass eastbound heading out of the Hale interchange past Forest Home, only to back up again right about 58th Street all the way through the Loomis area. Northbound 4394 slowing down from Howard Avenue up past Oklahoma. Eastbound 94 going to be kind of a slow ride out of the Zoo interchange through the stadium. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a chance for showers later on, a high of 60 at the lakefront, 69 inland. Tonight, isolated showers, cloudy with a low of 45. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Traffic is sponsored by the Harley-Davidson Museum. Celebrate Bike Night on May 4th with a factory shop sale of up to 70% off. Visit hdmuseum.com for a full schedule of events and tickets.
Gabe Neitzel here this week on the tee. Stephen Watson and I are going to discuss the latest elevated event on the PGA Tour. Plus, I think, finally, maybe we're getting good enough golf weather that we can get outside, play some golf, and talk about that. It's all coming up Monday at 6 o'clock on the tee, 94.5 ESPN and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On the tee with Gabe and Steven. Mondays at 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Wisconsin Golf Trips.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Kevin Morat here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increase cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pie. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken! Oh my God!
Show me chicken!
Sponsored by Milwaukee Pretzel Company. Win a Bavarian soft pretzel lovers gift pack from the Milwaukee Pretzel Company. Shop now at MilwaukeePretzel.com.
I feel like I should be more nervous for this segment than I am.
Why? You have irrational confidence every time we do this segment. It's like
I respect it,
It's like
actually.
the kid in the office after Chewy did repped 225 15 times. There was a kid in the office who weighs like $125.
His name is Kyle, and he gets a little dramatic sometimes. But I appreciate it.
And what happened?
He
Well,
didn't do it.
He
said he could do it?
He thought he could rep. He thought he could lift 225.
Yeah.
Just one time.
Yeah.
He thought he could. He couldn't.
The kid, I don't know if he's ever lifted a weight once in his life.
He could barely get 135.
So I'm Kyle.
Did he try it?
Let's go.
No,
sort of.
because he would die.
Wait, he didn't even try?
No, he did. I was with
Yeah,
him.
but he'd
He
learn
tried.
his lesson.
But he
There's
couldn't
no
do it.
way he could have lifted 225 off the rack to even attempt a rep.
But bless his heart, he tried anyways.
I wish we had video of him just trying to.
Do I have any? Is there any part of me that should be confident about this list?
I mean, I think you could get one.
What? All right.
What's the list?
Well, again, so the over-under for Jen is always, I think, 1.5. You know, anytime she can get 2 and really contribute, I think she should feel good about that. But I have a list of 8 things in front of me. We'll go back and forth with Jen and Chew. Once they get one each incorrect, we'll open it up to you, the fans, 800-990-3776, to close out the list. And the list of 8 things I have in front of me, and we'll get to the reason why after.
God, I hope it's songs about butts.
No, I'd have had to be able to pivot pretty quick. But I have the top 8 Green Bay Packers leaders in career sacks. Leaders in career sacks for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
I think it
Wanna
is also
start,
worth mentioning that the sack became an official NFL stat in 1982.
Sack leaders for the Green Bay Packers.
Career sack leaders.
Okay. So, like, I know that.
Oh boy, she's just
Hold
already
on. I'm not stalling.
The list is wide open.
I'm literally
Just say a
trying to
name.
give you the thought process.
Just say a name.
I'll knock out the tough ones, Jen.
Okay. Why don't you knock out the easy ones?
Yes.
Go ahead and start you.
Tim Harris.
So Tim Harris is number 4 on the list. With 55 career sacks in 76 games, Tim Harris, the single-season Packers sack leader, had 19.5 one season.
So what I was doing was my brain went to tackles immediately because that became a storyline when Leroy Butler went into the Hall of Fame because I believe he is the leading tackler. Him and A.J. Hawk were like, there was something.
A.J. Hawk is the all-time tackles leader in franchise history.
But Leroy there's something about him being right there.
Probably.
It's solo versus
Yes.
solo versus combined tackles. That's what it is, I believe.
Okay.
So my brain went there first, but I don't feel like that is what we're talking about. It would be amazing if Leroy Butler had the highest sack from the safety position.
Playing 4
How
quarters
about
offense.
Clay Matthews?
Clay Matthews is number 1.
Yes!
83.5. Dear Lord.
All right, I'll try and knock out the tough ones. Let's go with
John in the 414 says, Jen, go with defensive players.
Yeah.
Should try it.
That's good. Let's go with Bryce Caps.
Bryce Pop is number 9 on the list. Bryce Pop, 32.5 sacks, number 9 on the Packers' all-time career sack list.
When did sacks become an official stat again?
At least I got the
1982.
bottom,
then
Ashton.
It's got to be Reggie White.
So Reggie White is number 3 on the list, 68.5 sacks in just 95 games. Reggie, number 3. So we have
covered
1,
this guy,
we have
Jen.
3, we have 5. Clay Matthews is 1,
Jen,
Reggie
you
White
covered
is
this guy.
3, Tim Harris is 4.
Okay, let me go back to my early days.
One's a psycho. The other one is, we talked about him last week.
Oh, who did we talk about last week? Aaron Campman we talked about last week. I'm trying to think of other people we talked about last week. The psycho's got to be KGB. The
So
psycho.
career Baja
right?
Bielema is
It's
the psycho at number 2, 74.5 sacks. So we have the top 4.
Okay.
I think I'm out.
All right, let's go ahead and open it up. 800-990-3776.
That's
we have
not
the top
bad. He said
4.
the over-under was 1.5.
It's always 1.5. And I don't know if you ever actually get credit here. Chewy, held your hand and
He said psycho, and that was a pretty good clue.
Gabe.
That was a pretty
You know what's
good
weird,
clue.
though? The 1.5 doesn't really translate to power rankings, which is weird.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird.
What are you
So
talking about,
weird.
power rankings?
When
You
we
don't
do
usually
football
have
power
issues.
rankings, you never have issues getting the power rankings
I
correct.
watch the games.
Or
what?
Both can be true.
You look at...
I don't look at the power rankings.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Why do I
We
put up with
believe ya.
this? Why do I put up with this? Oh, yeah, it's the paycheck.
800-990-3776. We have the top 4. We need the bottom 4. Top 8 career leaders in quarterback sacks for the Green Bay Packers. Again, worth reminding that the QB sack officially became a stat in 1982. Clay
800
Matthews is 1, Kabir is 2, Reggie 3, Tim Harris 4.
800-990-3776. We need callers to play top 8 at 8. Let's go out to Dave in Oak Creek. Dave, you are on first with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
How about Preston Smith?
So Preston Smith is number 8 on this list. I did not think that anybody was going to get Preston Smith. He just passed your guy, Chew, Bryce Pop. So Bryce at 32.5 is 9. Preston at 33.5 is 8.
Ooh.
And Preston did it in one more game.
Did they say Tim Harris?
Tim Harris has been said. He is number 4.
Okay. How about KGB?
KGB, so I'll reset the list for you. Clay Matthews is 1, KGB is 2, Reggie White is 3, Tim Harris is 4. You just correctly guessed Preston Smith at 8. Bryce Pop was incorrectly guessed at 9.
Aaron Campman?
Aaron Campman.
Yes!
Who Chewy gave Jen the answer, and she still decided didn't want to answer.
Is that who we talked about last week when we were talking about Aaron Campman?
Aaron Campman is 5 on the list. Even when Chewy gives you answers, this is how bad you are.
No. I wasn't sure if that was the guy we were talking about. I knew that we had talked about him, but I didn't know if I'm sure we talked about other Packers players last
Chewy
week.
gave you an answer, and
He
you
said,
deci-
wait, hold on.
you
He
said
said
the name.
we talked about him last week.
Yeah.
That was his clue.
No, his clue was you covered him, and we talked about him last week.
I also covered KGB. I thought that was his clue.
Yes, that was his clue for
That
both
was
of
the
them.
psycho. Yes.
So even when you get answers handed to you on a
It's
silver
fine.
platter,
It's
you
fine.
decide
I would
to swat
rather
them away.
have Dave get it. I'm that type
goodness.
of person.
All right, we have 6 and 7 left. Dave, do you know who those are?
I don't think so. I'll take a shot in the dark with Vonnie Holiday.
Vonnie Holiday
That's
is
a good
10
guess. That's a
on
good
the
guess.
list.
That's a good guess.
32
Oh, that's a
career
good guess.
sacks. So he is number 10 on the list. All right, so we just have number 6 and number 7 left. The 8 highest career sack leaders for the Green Bay Packers.
Isaac in Sussex is next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Isaac, can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
AJ Hawk.
AJ Hawk is 23 on the list. A.J. Hawk had 19 career sacks.
Let's go out to Mike in Franklin. Mike, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our top 8 at 8 list?
And I missed that because I called in, but did someone say Ezra Johnson?
No, and Ezra Johnson is a correct answer. He is number 6 with 41.5 career sacks.
Ezra eats bear meat, right? Anyhow, and then Aaron Campman, did somebody say that?
So I'll reset the list. We just have one left. Clay Matthews is 1, KGB is 2, Reggie White 3, Tim Harris 4, Aaron Campman 5. You just correctly guessed Ezra Johnson at 6. We do not have 7, and Preston Smith is number 8.
Bennett. Tony Bennett?
Tony Bennett is correct. 36 career sacks. Nice. Number 7 on the list. Of course, somebody that Chewy played with early in his career.
Yeah, good guy. That was pretty good bookends. You had Bryce Copps and you had Tony Bennett.
Yeah, those are two pretty good guys for a young and up-and-coming defense.
Yeah. That's a good
Why do you
list.
think there hasn't been somebody, I mean, I know we mentioned Preston Smith, but who's just been, I guess when you think of the Green Bay Packers defense, you think of sacks. There hasn't been anybody recently.
Yeah, I guess I think more, interceptions, just based on like Leroy, Charles Woodson, Nick Collins, kind of in between those, even played with Charles Woodson for a little bit. I think more interceptions and defensive backs than guys getting after the pass rusher.
I would guess they're gonna sign Rashard Gary to a long-term deal, and he'll be on that list. I would think before long.
Rashawn right now is number 20 at 22.5 sacks.
Is it Rashawn?
Yeah, Rashawn Gary.
I thought there was a D on the end.
Yeah, we stopped correcting you a long time ago,
Yeah,
like 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, his name's Rashawn, not like Ahmad Rashad. His name's Rashawn.
I like Rashad better.
Yeah,
you call him Rashard, so
yeah, you've
don't even know you.
Ben Brusque. Like it's just all in the same
Debbie
category.
Lasagna.
We just let it go.
Ashton, name for your dog: Crockpot Lasagna. That would be wonderful.
Lasagna's not bad, and Crockpot's not bad as names, but
together.
I like lasagna though.
Yeah, so do I.
More to come on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this. Gabe?
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you are navigating. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we got some backups heading in from just east of the zoo interchange through the stadium. The westbound side slowing down from 27th Street through the Mitchell Boulevard area. Southbound 43, couple pockets of heavy traffic, one right by Good Hope Road, another one near Silver Spring, and then again just past Capitol Drive all the way to about Center Street. And then northbound on 41 slowing down out of the zoo interchange up to Swan Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, chance for showers later on, a high of 60 at the lakefront, 69 inland. Tonight, isolated showers, cloudy with a low of 45. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Kessler's is America's largest employee-owned diamond store.
It's the diamond store where the owners think like you do.
As shoppers, we want better prices and more choices.
That's why we give you better prices and more choices.
We don't try to choose for you. We let you choose.
You can choose a diamond from a diamond mine.
A diamond as old as the earth itself.
You can choose a created diamond from a plasma chamber.
A diamond as new and fresh and sparkling as springtime.
And now you can choose a flickering firelight diamond.
Flickering firelight diamonds sparkle with a rich and regal golden glow.
At Kessler's, you choose from 3 different kinds of diamonds.
3 different kinds of diamonds.
Earth diamonds from diamond mines.
Created diamonds from plasma chambers.
And flickering firelight diamonds with a rich, regal golden glow.
We like to have choices, so we give you choices.
Kessler's is the diamond store where the owners think like you do.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-283-5948. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-283-5948 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-283-5948 to see if you qualify. That's 800-283-5948.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I have told you about the delicious pizza and Italian snacks that you can find at Proof Pizza inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. But now there's even more to be excited about. The restaurant has added new sandwiches to the menu. Available every day from 11 to 4, you can enjoy items like the Red Rock Chicken BLT, the Meatball Hero, and more. Order from the counter at Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate. Explore the new sandwiches and the rest of the menu at proofpizzamke.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Care. You can just save yourself so much time by going, okay, we like this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's take a look at all the different things he did at the Combine. I just hit my phone, and now my hand is just tingling.
No,
what is with you two today? Jesus. Do you know how to function?
I just like...
On 94.5 ESPN.
What would it take to get you to watch something you don't watch? Stick with me here. Could I bribe you into being invested in something that you really have no interest in being invested in? Say with a burrito, a free burrito. Would a free burrito convince you to watch a sport that you don't watch? Is there anything that could convince you or bribe you to watch a sport that you don't watch? Because Chipotle is giving away 10,000 free burritos if either of the Haas Formula One team drivers finish in the points this weekend at Formula One Miami. The team will tweet a code if they finish in the top 10, and the first 10,000 fans to text that code to 888-222 will get a free burrito. I like burritos, Gabe.
Yeah, but no.
You're not gonna. You wouldn't know?
No. I've have to, how long is a Formula One race?
Question mark. I don't have these answers. I don't watch the.
It's got to be like 3 hours, right?
I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
So are you going to just try to time it correctly where you tune it at the end to get the code? Because I ain't wasting 3 hours for a burrito.
But would you like to
That's like $3 an hour, Jen. Like that's...
You're saying you could just pay for the burrito?
Correct. The burrito's $9.
Is there anything that they could offer you that would get you to be invested in a Formula One race as someone who is famously and traditionally not a Formula One race fan?
I mean, maybe like free burritos for life. Like it's got to be more than a burrito.
TV.
A free
like
TV?
a TV. If he gave away, like a 42-inch.
TVs, you could buy a TV for like $200 at Walmart, and Chewy's like, but if you give it to me for free, I'll watch your race.
I mean, what does that work out to an hour? Yeah, that's about right. That's what people are making
That's
now,
better
right?
than a burrito.
It does occur to me that we are maybe on the outside looking in. Formula One has exploded over the last few years. I have family members who are waking up Saturday mornings in text chains getting ready for Formula One action. Obviously, ESPN has a huge investment in the Formula One space as well. It does seem interesting. It does seem, I think the Drive to Survive documentary or show that was on Netflix really did that sport a lot of good, brought in a lot of peripheral fans or people who didn't even know that the sport existed, and now they are invested. But listen, I may pay attention. I like free things. I do. And there's something to the adrenaline of winning something. Or, it's like the sneakers app. Why do we keep exposing ourselves to the disappointment of the sneakers app when we know that we have a very slim chance of actually getting said sneakers?
Because those sneakers are actually valuable and worth something. Joey Chestnut sat here and taught you how to eat a burrito as quickly as you possibly could. And again, it's a $9 burrito. It's the shoes, I'm sure, are a lot more expensive on the sneaker app than $9. It's not that. I mean, again, it seems like it's a pretty good deal. 10,000 burritos. You think it's not really a lot of burritos. There's over 3,000 Chipotle stores nationwide.
Yeah.
It's like 3 burritos a store.
John in the 414 weighing in saying, Formula One races last about an hour and a half. You guys are missing out. Are we missing out?
They are kind of fun. I mean, this stuff, some people don't agree, but watching it in person or just being there in person is kind of interesting. I've been to a couple of open wheel races.
Bad? Is that what you're trying to say, bad?
No, no, I'm not trying to say bad because I don't want to take away.
Bad. It's
Formula
bad.
One has great personality.
Yeah.
There it
I've
is.
been to the Indy 500.
He's winking at me.
Indy 500, those things go so fast, you can't tell who's in the lead, but these people that love it, they have their own sign language on how to communicate because you literally can't hear. And I found more entertainment on the people in front of me signing for the whole race than the race itself.
Okay.
Because I was trying to figure it out,
Did they look like Jimmy Dugan when they were trying to Jimmy Dugan and what was Gina Davis's character in A League of Their Own? Dottie Henson.
Yeah.
Did they look like those two as they were trying to signal to the lady in the batter's box how she should approach the at bat?
She keeps stepping
they
in and
didn't
out.
quite look like that. They look more like Marla Hooch.
That's who's trying to get in and out of the batter's box. They're confusing Marla with all the signs in A League of Their Own.
I used to cover IndyCar when it was here in Milwaukee. You remember IndyCar would come to Milwaukee every year for a race at the Milwaukee Mile, and it was actually really fun to cover. I'm not sure, again, from a consumption standpoint, how hard it is to watch those cars zoom past you. I mean, and yes, if you don't know who the racers are and you don't know who the drivers are, you're seeing the big pole that has the leaders on it, and you may not be able to decipher that either. But look, I actually applaud this effort to get people interested who might not otherwise be interested with free food, right? It's why we give away swag at some of our outings. It's why we give away swag, because people love free stuff. And so even if there's 10,000 burritos, even if they get 10,000 more people paying attention for a short time to Formula One, that feels like a win for the sport.
Most people are just going to try to tune in at the end, right? If you really want the free burrito, you're not going to sit there for the hour and a half, thanks to the listeners who pointed that out, the hour and a half. Because again, either you like IndyCar or you don't. And I don't think there's much of anything that's going to be able to get you to sacrifice an hour and a half of your time for just one singular free burrito.
Could you set an alert on your phone that tells you what the outcome is and then immediately use the alert to then get your free burrito?
Yeah, or let you know when there's only like 5 laps left.
Yes,
so
set
then
an
you
alert.
tune in. Yeah, so then you tune in, watch the 5 laps, and see when the code comes up on TV.
Text the code to 888-2222. Do people like Chipotle enough, Chew?
I was going to say, I've never, ever been to Chipotle. Is it better than Qdoba? I've only been to Qdoba.
What? Yeah, of course it's better than Qdoba.
Yeah,
Runs
It
laps
is?
around Qdoba. Yeah.
I've
Chipotle.
never been. Are they in Wisconsin?
I'm a little surprised, Chew, because you run laps. There you go. Yes, that was a Formula One joke, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little surprised, Chew, because Chipotle kind of prides itself on being healthy food, and you're always looking for healthy options. Now, if you queso it up, no, it's not as healthy anymore.
I don't think I have one around me. I got a Qdoba around me. But I should go to Chipotle then.
I prefer Chipotle over Qdoba.
I do also. But if Qdoba wants to pay me some money to talk about them, I will gladly switch allegiance.
And Joey Chestnut, sponsored by Qdoba.
That's true.
We didn't have to mention that part. We just mentioned that Joey was here.
I would like to just, CYA here just in case they're listening. Just in case.
Chipotle Tweets is giving away 10,000 free burritos if either of the Haas Formula One team drivers finish in the points this weekend. The team will tweet a code if they do finish in the top 10, and the first 10,000 fans to text it to 888-222 will get a free entree. Okay, Gabe, then what would they have to give you to get you to tune into this? You're already talking, you're out on it, you're not interested, the burrito is not enough, but if they were giving away a car, if they were giving away $1,000, like what is your threshold?
What about a 6-pack of beer? Because isn't that comparable to the burrito? Like a 9?
I mean, depending upon the 6-pack, it's more expensive. Like if you're getting a local, craft brew.
It also depends on if you do double meat in your burrito, just so you know, because that can get really.
There's no way they're going to allow you to do double meat on the free burrito.
Just saying, when you're talking about
Jen.
the cost of a burrito, prices add up. As you know, it's extra for guac.
Oh, yeah, you got to pay extra for that guac. But it's worth it. It's worth it to add the guac in there, especially from Chipotle.
So are we talking television? We talking car? We talking $1,000?
I've got a great TV because Chewy gave me a great TV for the wedding last year. Thanks, big guy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I have a car. Don't need a car. I'm not interested in Formula One. I don't know what it is that they could offer me for free.
There is nothing that they could give you to make you watch Formula One. I just want you to tread very lightly here, because this is how you got yourself into a half marathon.
They would almost have to guarantee me to win. Because here's the other thing. It's only like, oh, you got a chance to win. Like, you got to have fast fingers in order to be one of the first 10,000 to get one of these.
Well, how many people are tuning into a Formula One race? I'm sure we can get those ESPN numbers, right?
Globally, a lot.
Yeah?
I mean, it's one of the fastest growing sports to watch.
I feel the Miami race last year was like the highest rated TV race for ESPN for Formula One last year. I want to say it was like 1.2 million.
Appleman in the Orchard weighing in saying the only way to watch a Formula One race is to be on pit row. And it looks like he sent us a picture from maybe a NASCAR race. Looks like a stock car in the picture. Appleman is saying, so he doesn't even say you should be in the stands. He should be down on pit row, which again, I would say,
good luck.
Not everybody gets that opportunity. Party bus driver Joe saying, what about a sleeve of golf balls? Would Gabe watch a Formula One race for a sleeve of golf balls?
No. I mean, that's comparable price to a single burrito, but I've got golf balls.
Will you put together a package?
Give us something. Christ, man. We're asking you a simple question.
I'm telling you, I don't want to watch it, and I don't think there's anything they can offer.
You're going to watch it, Gabe. Shut up.
I'm busy Sunday morning.
No, you're not. What, playing golf? Great.
Correct.
Oh, great. Playing golf. Woo! What's more exciting than watching cars race around is playing golf.
Chew, what could we give you? What would we have to give you to get you to watch a Formula One race?
A Palermo's pizza.
Well, we can do that. That's easy.
You sold it way low.
Yeah, that's.
Should have said at least 2.
Yeah, and this is the guy who's been criticizing Jordan Love's agent for the last few days.
Worst negotiator ever.
One
if they let me
Palermo's
drive,
pizza pie.
if they let me drive in the race, then I would watch.
Oh, I like that.
You'd be watching from your hospital
So
room
imagine
after
that.
you crash
We
the
will
car.
give one fan an opportunity to drive, and they have those double cars. I did that years and years ago when IndyCar was coming to Milwaukee. I rode around with Ari, what is it, Leidenganger? Rosenbagger. Leidendyke? Is that what his name was? He was on The Bachelor. No one knows this. Okay.
Lewandike.
Why
did I know that?
Yeah,
because
that's why I was looking at you the whole time.
Well,
I
you
was
said
like,
it in a different language.
Ashley, come
then
on.
you said Bachelor, and I said, oh, I know this person's name.
Well, I thought she was looking for like a Formula One driver.
I could have helped
I
with
couldn't
that.
tell you a
his
single
dad
one.
was a famous
Yeah.
driver, so he was the junior, I believe. In any case, we drove around the streets of Milwaukee in an open car. It was two-seater. Anyway, Chewy is saying if they gave him that opportunity, he would watch the Formula One race.
No, he wants to be on the track going 190 miles an hour.
With a Palermo's pizza pie.
I don't think I'd fit.
No, you're too big.
Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of things that you're too big for. Jockey.
Yeah.
You know what he's not too big for? Dressing up for Star Wars Day.
What?
Raise your hand if you've...
Please tell me.
Raise your hand if
Please
you've
tell me,
fully dressed up in a Star Wars costume at any point in your life.
I went as Princess Leia on Mike and Mike years ago.
Okay,
So yes,
so there you go.
That's me. I guess I put my hand in the air.
Yeah.
Yep. Here I
Chewy?
am.
Gabe, you have an outfit?
No, but I know someone who does.
Show it to him.
Ashton?
Hold
No.
it up. Hold it up to the teams.
Ashton does?
No, it's not me, buddy.
You have not. No.
You have a worse
dressed
memory than we
up
thought.
as there she is.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we found it.
Hold it up for the
all
camera.
about that.
Where's your camera? Over there?
Found it.
I'll
right there.
post it up there.
It is on our
Oh.
Twitter feed as
Wait,
well.
hold it.
When
Jen,
did you?
Jen,
when did
Jen?
you do this?
Hold it.
Jen.
So this is a picture,
Much
by the
like
way, picture
Jen.
of Chewy dressed as
Jen.
Chewy for the Packers
Jen.
Profiles magazine.
Yes, Chew.
Much like
Okay, put
you
it back.
said you would move Qdoba to the #1 spot, I was paid handsomely for that. So. What a dork. Oh, my God.
He's holding, I mean, this is after you guys had won the Super Bowl because you're holding a Super Bowl 31 football in one arm and then the Chewbacca mask in the other as you are dressed head to toe in a full Star Wars Chewbacca
That's beautiful.
costume.
That's beautiful.
I think it was superimposed.
Yeah,
No, you were wearing this.
They photoshopped your head onto someone else's body.
What a dork.
Look at this.
Wait, but can you tell how much did they pay you for this? I gotta know if you got a good deal.
No, there's no way it's that much.
A
This had to be
burrito?
like December 1997 issue of Packers Profiles. This had to be something that was in your guys' contract that you guys had to do this for the Packers. This looked like an in-house magazine that they distributed.
I gotta tell you, pal, though, you look really good in this picture. The eyebrows are on point. The lettuce is fantastic.
Yeah, flows
Like-
great.
Is it?
What happened to you?
Yeah, like this
don't
is a.
know.
I mean, other
I
than
got
the
old.
costume that you're in, other than the Chewbacca costume that you're in, it's a good
Chewy
pick.
is unmasked in our exclusive interview.
Unmasked, huh?
That's horrible.
This was
Oh, my God. I thought I bought up every copy of that.
And now it's on the internet because I posted a picture of it like 2 hours ago.
I don't like you anymore.
Hey, happy May the 4th, buddy. Happy May the 4th be
Yeah.
with you.
big shout out to Lunch, who is the person who tweeted this to us earlier today. Big shout out to Lunch for making my day of sending me a picture of Chewy dressed up as Chewbacca.
God.
You thought that
Oh,
thing
we
was
need to go to
buried
break.
forever.
He's so embarrassed.
I
You
am
can hear
very
he's
embarrassed.
mortified. We roll
Oh,
on.
I've sent that to so many people today.
We roll on Jen, Gabe, and
Thank you.
Chewy right after this. But guys, maybe you want to rejuvenate your kitchen with some new appliances, and that's when a home equity loan might be a good call. That's why you need to call my friends over at Great Midwest Bank, because maybe you've got a grand vision to do all of these things, but you need help with the projects. Great Midwest Bank's loan officers will work with you to set up the right loan for you based on your needs and your situation. And it is so easy to apply, guys. You just have to go online. The website is greatmidwestbank.com, greatmidwestbank.com to get started on a home renovation project loan with my friends at Great Midwest Bank.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. It's officially the love era.
From the day we drafted him to see him now, just to see how he's matured.
Jordan Love has been extended.
The most glowing thing that's been said is he's matured in every facet of life.
Does Love actually always persevere?
It's a lot of money for a guy who hasn't, played.
Find out with us
At the same time, obviously, we're moving forward with him.
on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live every day on WisconsinOnDemand.com, Twitter, and YouTube.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Great, it's yours. See you then.
Nathan's Tiki-themed bar is swimming in end-of-year party bookings.
Where can I find that many servers? They want headlamps? And I'm gonna need to find a band.
He needs caterers to navigate the rising tide.
No, Mario, not your cousin's cover band.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Yeah, I caught my first fish, Dad!
Great job, buddy. He's a beauty.
Thanks for taking me fishing. Love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive and you could use the savings to make sure the boat's always ready for those magical father-son moments. Who knows, maybe someday he'll actually like fishing. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with the set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Finally, baseball is back. Swing into the season with tickets to the action. Plus, with basketball and hockey heating up, now is a great time to experience a game. Vivid Seats is proud to be the official ticketing partner of ESPN. From on the glass to in the stands, Vivid Seats has great ticket prices to all the games. Every crack of the bat, every dribble down the court. Catch it all with Vivid Seats. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Experience it live. Union Pacific Railroad wants you to join its team. It's an opportunity that comes with great pay and benefits. There are a variety of open roles across its 23-state network, including train crew positions, with hiring and relocation incentives of up to $50,000 in some locations. You can even get a free college education while working. Union Pacific Railroad connects hundreds of communities, hauling goods Americans rely on every day. Get your career on the right track with Union Pacific and apply today at up.jobs/sports. That's up.jobs/sports.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Come on, guys. Let's think about this. Could you do 50 straight days of burgers?
That was very condescending. I just
No,
want to be
no,
clear
that's
on
not.
the
Let's put our heads together.
Again, I have children. I know condescending when I hear it.
I can be. Come on,
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang. Let's go out with a bang.
Are there Packers fans out there that hope Jordan Love fails? No, right? If you hope that the quarterback fails, can you consider yourself a Packers fan? To me, there is an oxymoron-ish element of the question. How can you be a Packers fan and hope that the quarterback fails? And yet, 23% of people are saying that yes, there are fans out there who want Jordan Love to fail. And here is a sampling of the responses. Those fans either hate Goody or want one of the quarterbacks in next year's draft, or they are Bears fans in hiding. Mike weighing in saying, I'm sure there are because they feel the organization didn't do enough for Rodgers and they want Goody to fail. Plus, there are sad, lonely people out there who just want to say, see, I told you it was a stupid pick if he struggles. Frankie weighing in saying, I don't think so. As a person who isn't a quote-unquote Packers fan, I'm not excited for this upcoming season, but hearing from all the Wisconsinites, they are so happy Aaron is gone. I think they are blinded by their hate for him and they're rooting more for Jordan Love. So there's a lot of dynamics at play, even in those three responses, guys.
Yeah, and I have no idea. Look, I hope Jordan Love is fantastic. Hope he's great. I just have no idea, and clearly the Packers have no idea. If the Packers had some idea, we wouldn't have this convoluted contract that he now has.
Chewy, if anybody has an inkling of, I hope that Jordan Love stinks, shouldn't they have to, abandon their Packers fandom?
As warped as it sounds, they don't think the organization is headed in the right direction, and that's why they might want him to stink and go get one, like Gabe said, one of those quarterbacks with the next top pick next year.
Just so you know, the pregnant pause before his answer, I literally thought he had left. I literally thought he looked at the clock and was like, what do we got, 30 seconds? I'm out of here.
I didn't even think he was
Gabe,
there.
we need to talk after the show.
Because he wore the Chewbacca
He's
costume.
so mad at us. He's so mad at us. This is what happens.
Payback is a loge.
This is what happens when you're
I
not
don't have a picture
here.
of me on a magazine dressed up as a fictional character.
Rubbing our faces in the fact that you're in Florida and we got to get you back somehow, big guy. Thanks for listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tash is next on ESPN Wisconsin.